What's up guys, my name is Spartan, and in today's video I wanted to bring you guys 5 different resources for the tower idle tower defense, and kind of just briefly walk through each of these, why I personally enjoy them and think that they would be a good value for you as well. So stick around for the entire video and let me know in the comments down below which resource on this list is going to be your favorite. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the first resource, which is going to be TheTower.tools. TheTower.tools is a website that has a whole bunch of different resources available for the tower. And there's a bunch of different resources in this website. There's a multiverse nexus calculator where you can go in, and I'll just actually show you guys some of this stuff. Yeah, you can input like permanent calculator, multiverse nexus, you put your GT cooldown, and it'll basically just tell you like, hey, this is how much multiverse nexus cooldown that you'll have. So the total cooldown across all 3 of these, and then the average of that, which is this, and then average cooldown with the module effects is this. So cool information in here with the multiverse nexus calculator. There's also some pretty cool stuff in here like the stone planner. You can go to that. And once you get into the stone planner, it basically tells you like different dates for how many stones you'll basically have at that point. And you can also include if you buy all of these stone packs, and it will update. And yeah, you just put in your starting balance. Let's just say that we have 1,000 stones starting, and we get 500 per week in tournaments, let's just say as an example. So we can see basically in a month's time right here, we would have 6,200 stones. And that can be obviously helpful when using some of the other resources in the Tower.tools, such as the infamous stone calculator. This is personally one of my favorite tools overall for planning my ultimate weapon spending. And it's also pretty cool to kind of see like how much total stuff I've spent on something. So what you do is you set whatever your current level is for different stuff. And yeah, you can see how much total it would cost to do that. So let's just say, for example, I have a golden tower and a death wave, and I want to sync them up. They're all at level 0. So the cooldowns are both 300 seconds by default, but let's say that I want to sync them up with my black hole. So there we go. I need to take both of these from 300 seconds down to 200 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll basically take the cooldown of the death wave and go up by as many as it takes to get to 200. So boom, right there. In order to get it to match my black hole, I'm going to need 800 stones to do that. And likewise, we can take that with our golden tower as well. Go to 200 seconds. Boom, right there. So I'm going to need 910 in order to sync with my black hole and my death wave. So this is a really cool resource just for tracking your stuff as well. You can see like, okay, I have 750 stones. How many quantity of death wave can I get? It looks like I can just get 2, or, you know, whatever. You can also set targets as well. So I can say my target level is I want, you know, maxed out death wave damage because it is the best ultimate weapon in the game. All it's going to cost is a hefty 17,000. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, you guys get the picture. It's really cool. They also have a similar thing for the bots that you can check out. And yeah, you can just click unlock on a bot. You can set a target. Let's just say that I want to sync it up 2-to-1 with my black hole and death wave. So boom, right here, 340 metals will get me to 100 seconds for the cooldown, which will basically help me sync up 2-to-1 with my ultimate weapons. And another thing I really like to use is the cell calculator. And this is something that's really important, especially when you're earlier into the game, so that you can sort of just visualize what tier will be most efficient for you. And I actually already made a video covering quite a few of these resources, so I will leave links obviously to each of these resources in the description below. But also, if I made a video about it, I'll put a video with it as well, so you guys can have all of that information available. But yeah, the cell calculator is really, really cool. You can go to expected cells, return on investment. You can simulate different things. So let's say I'm in tier 10 and I am going to wave 5,000, and cells per kill, we'll just leave it at 1. Simulation count, wave skip stars. Let's say I have a maxed out wave skip, and we'll hit simulate. So it's going to run this simulation by and basically tell us plus or minus how many cells we should expect. And yeah, you'll have it run this many simulations. You can set it at whatever. We did 10,000 to get a really, really solid average. And that tells us basically cells per wave. The median is 3.5, and it ranged a little bit on the low and the high, obviously. The cells total were pretty similar as well. Basically, 17,500 was the average between all of this. So yeah, it's a cool little resource. But the thing that I use this for the most is actually the elite chances. You can go to this and you can select whatever tier that we want to do. So let's just say that we want to do tiers 4 through 6. So we can just uncheck everything else and boom, now we just have tiers 4 through 6 here. So we have some interesting information. There's 2 different metrics here that are important. There's the single spawn and the double spawn. So this is going to tell me at tier 4, in order to reach 33% for each elite enemy, which is the single spawn rate, whenever it says 100%, I would need to be at 5,832 waves. And it's cool as well because you can go down a little bit further and see the 100% spawn rate for the double spawn. That is when all of the elite enemies basically say 100%. And you can see, like, tier 6, 10,000 waves, tier 5, 11,000 waves, tier 4, etc. And if I switch it to tier 17, which I'm currently farming, you can see the single spawn rate for tier 17 for me is basically 1,300 waves. Then the double spawn for me is 2,900 waves. This is a really cool resource for sort of making sure that you're farming high enough amounts of waves for the given tier to really capitalize on both your coins and your cells. There's also the what tier should I farm right here. If we click into that, it takes us to this thing right here where we can basically add entries to our runs, and it will basically tell you after you analyze like pretty much where you should be farming. I've never personally used this. I like to use a different resource that we'll talk about in a little bit, but that's another way that you can sort of like track your runs. Lots of cool little tools and things that you can use within the Tower.tools. So highly would recommend checking it out. Check the link in the description if you'd like to look into it. Before we continue, I want to thank today's video sponsor, which is LD Cloud. If you're serious about the tower idle tower defense, long farming sessions can really make or break your tower. And that's exactly why I try to farm 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The issue is 24/7 active gameplay can really take a toll on your mobile device and computer as well. That is where LD Cloud comes in. LD Cloud is a cloud phone service that allows you to run the game directly on your PC or mobile device without compromising your hardware or breaking the bank with your electricity bill. And as you can see on the screen, I'm able to run 2 different instances at the same time. Both of my accounts are able to farm with ease whether I'm at home or on the go. Because the game runs in the cloud, you're not keeping your PC and phone powered on all day, which helps reduce the electricity usage and cuts down on wear and tear on your devices. I've tested other cloud phone solutions before, but LD Cloud definitely stands out with its stability, multi-instance support, and accessibility, especially for idle and grind-heavy games such as The Tower. LD Cloud offers flexible spending plans starting for as low as $9.99. I currently have the KVIP package here with an Android 10, and I'm out of the US server. If you want to try it out, use my link in the video description and you can get a 6-hour trial for as little as 10 cents. It directly supports this channel and helps me improve my content. And with that, let's get back to the video. The next tool on the list that I'd like to talk about is actually going to be the effective path sheet. This is just the home page, and first of all, what is it? The effective path sheet, basically, there are 3 different metrics which you can see down here at the bottom. There's the EHP, E damage, and E econ. And effectively, what you do is you have this master sheet here. So you go to the master sheet, and then you have all of these different sheets, right? So there's the lab sheet, the workshop sheet, ultimate weapons. And what you do is you go to each of these sheets, you go to the master sheet, you basically just fill out all of your information that you have. So you pull up your tower, you check out each of your individual labs, everything that you have, put it all into the sheet. And then once you've done that, you can go to these various different categories. So let's go to the EHP category. Considering all of my stuff on my effective path sheet, it's telling me that within the labs, I need to work on my health. Then eventually I need to work on my death wave health. And this is really cool. It tells you the duration for basically how long it will take you to do it. And boom, we just changed the time to 6 times speed. So you can see now it's basically saying to get a lot of this stuff done, it's going to take us a little bit of time, But yeah, it's telling me to work on health for quite a long time. But likewise, there is the Health Workshop Plus path, which you can see it's telling me right now Defense Absolute. I don't really know why, but eventually it's telling me to do Health and my primary module for the armor. And now let's just say that we want to check out the E damage path. So we can click the E damage path, and it's going to tell us, yeah, right now in terms of the labs, we need to work on Super Crit Multiplier for 3 levels. I'll then work on the core module substats. I'll then work on another level of Super Crit Multiplier, then go to Crit Factor. So this is telling us basically the total E damage, how much extra additional damage that we're going to be getting by prioritizing this way. So the return on investment per day, you can see the very first level here is a 651% increase. Quite a bit overall, and you can see once we get to the crit factor, doing this level of crit factor is a almost 900% increase in our effective damage. And yeah, same kind of thing. We can adjust the time. So let's just say that we want to do it on 4 times speed. Currently, to get this far to the this spot right here, it's 55 days, and once it updates to 4 times speed, we'll see what that changes it to. All right, perfect. So it went from 55 days on 1 time speed to basically 13 days, almost 14 days with 4 times speed. So pretty interesting stuff. It can give you like a realistic expectation of not only what you kind of ideally should be working on, but also how long you should expect it to take. And by the way, before we go any further with this, I do want to say Tags and JPlays both made really good video guides basically going over how to set this up. So I will leave a link to both of those down in the video description as well so that you guys can check it out. But there's also the damage stone path. If we open up that, we can see this is the stone path for the labs. So it's telling us to do the assist module bonus for the core. It's telling us to do some more chain lightning damage, some more core, some more chain lightning. Then down here, it's telling me spotlight bonus to get some of that done. But yeah, you guys get the picture. It's really, really cool. Then last but not least, we have the econ sheet here, where obviously it's just going to tell you everything related to econ, right? So we have the labs for econ. I don't have a whole lot of labs left for econ. Pretty much all of my labs are fully done. But you can see like it's telling me to do Golden Bot duration for a few levels here to just max it out. And then it has the assist module core for probably the substats. Yeah, exactly, for the substats. More duration, more cooldowns, more GT bonuses, things like that. That's why the substats are in there. But like I mentioned, yours will probably not look like this because I pretty much have every econ lab in the game maxed. And also there is this econ stone path. So it'll basically tell me, okay, to get the most return on investment in terms of coins, I need to do another level of death wave quantity, then GT bonus, GT duration, spotlight angle, GT bonus, spotlight angle, death wave quantity again, and so on. But this is a really cool resource, and there is one thing, just obviously a lot of this is kind of subjective to a certain extent, because there are some things that they can't factor in necessarily, and it'll tell you this too, like right here. These paths are relatively precise and are not made with any wild assumptions. You can follow and trust these paths, some exceptions still. But then it'll tell you what is basically difficult to factor in. So for the EHP, it's like Chronofield Lab, Chain Thunder. And then for Econ, it says these paths should not be trusted blindly. Several of these are really hard to account for, such as area of effect damage, attack speed, and more. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here that it basically tells you it's hard to sort of factor in, like smart missile damage, for example. And then for the Econ path, yeah, Death Wave coins assumes each wave has 4-second duration. So if you have 3 waves, it will behave as if the bonus is active for 12 seconds. So yeah, just the point is, you can use the effective path sheet as more or less a guideline for sort of making your decisions, but you shouldn't necessarily follow any source as like fact, as verbatim. Take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, even my videos, you know. Don't just listen to something that I say. If I say lab speed is the best lab in the game, even though it is, take it with a grain of salt. Go get a second opinion and form your own decisions, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for the effective path sheet. Again, there's a really good tutorial by Tags and JPlays. They both made their own unique tutorials for setting this up, so I will leave those linked in the description as well. And additionally, I will have the link to the effective path sheet so that you guys can begin filling it out. I will warn you, if you're not very tech savvy like myself, getting this thing filled out is quite excruciating. So just keep that in mind. But once you get it filled out, it's a lot easier to update in the future. Now moving on to the next tower resource that we're going to talk about today, and that's actually going to be ProjectRend. So ProjectRend is pretty much a software that does a little bit of everything for the tower. Probably the most common use for it is run tracking. Tracking your tournament runs, your farming runs, seeing basically how you can optimize your account through tracking your runs and just overall helping your account. ProjectRend has a lot of different stuff within it, and I think the best way to kind of show you why I like it is to just dive in and show you. All right, so we are here inside of my ProjectRend here. There's a bunch of tabs here that you can see. They have sections for pretty much anything. There's farming, there's tournaments, analytics overall for your account, modules, card tracker. There's one thing that's pretty interesting here. It's relatively new, I believe, but it is under tools and utilities. You can basically simulate different things. So layouts and ultimate weapons, you can do simulation and crowd control. So you can actually simulate, like if I have, let's say, shockwave size of 1.6 and I want to spawn a boss. Let's just, simulation. Let's spawn a boss. Set the game speed at 1.0. Pretty cool stuff there. But really the bread and butter of ProjectRend, at least for me, is definitely the run tracking. So this is what I primarily use this software for, and it is really, really good at it. It helps me, somebody who's not very tech savvy, like really get a good visual of how my account's doing. So yeah, you can see you have your lifetime coins. You can have the different tiers that you farm. If you want to filter by a specific tier, let's say that I just want to see my tier 17 runs. So it'll show me just my tier 17 runs. If I want to see just my tier 18 runs, I can pull that up. And yeah. Or if I want to compare my tier 17 to my tier 18, I can put both of those together. And then I can scroll through here and see, okay, tier 18, not really as profitable as tier 17. It'll tell you your average coins per hour, your average cells per hour, your reroll dice per hour, which is really cool. It also tells you some fun stuff like weekly coin earning rate, which is a good kind of thing to see in terms of like saving up for different things. It'll also tell you your waves in the last 24 hours. That's just kind of a fun thing. Pretty cool. How many total waves you've completed during the past 24 hours. You have your coins over the last 24 hours, your cells, and your dice. So really cool information in here. And yeah, like I mentioned, there's different graphs that you can see. And if you hover over it, you can basically see within each individual run. So let's just say I want to look at this one and see all of the metrics for it. So I double click into it. It'll give me the damage breakdown and pretty much tell me how much of what I have invested right now is doing damage. My Poison Swamp and my Smart Missiles are pretty close. My Chain Lightning and my Electron damage is pretty close. My Death Wave sucks. My Inner Landmines definitely suck. My normal landmines actually did a decent amount. Additionally, you can see like killed by different source. So killed by orbs. Orb hits. 78%, 79%, almost 80% of my enemies get hit by orbs, which is really cool. Enemies that are inside of Spotlight, 73%. So a bunch of different interesting information inside of here. Last thing I want to show you in ProjectRend is going to be down here. If you go to the run history, you can actually get a really clear view of like, first of all, what you're dying to. So you can see mine is kind of a even mix at the moment between like bosses, tanks, whenever I'm in 17. I can compare that to my tier 16 runs if I scroll down a little bit. And you can see when I was farming tier 16, I was pretty much just dying to Ray enemies. So it's pretty interesting. You can see a lot of different stuff here. You can include notes. So like right here on this run, I said swapped Multiverse Nexus for Dimension Core. And it's really, really easy to track a run. All you do is go to add run, copy your run in the game itself. So I'll just, whatever, copy this run here, hit the copy, X out of this, go back to ProjectRend, go to paste and parse, and then boom, you have all of your information entered into here without you having to manually do it, which is really, really cool. But yeah, once you've done all of that, you'll just hit the add run button, and then it will be displayed right here for you to see. ProjectRend is definitely a really good resource. It's made by a dude in our Discord server and a mod in our Discord server as well. His name is Dizzy. Shout out to Dizzy. But yeah, go check out ProjectRend, and I will leave a link to Dizzy's YouTube channel and the ProjectRend Discord server down in the description below so that you can go check those out if you would like. Now moving on to our fourth resource here for the tower, and that is actually going to be the Tower Wiki. Yes, this is the official Tower Wiki. Just be aware there's a bunch of stupid ads. I mean, it is what it is. You can just, close out of them or just ignore them like most people do. But lots of really good information within the wiki. So you can see there's like workshop upgrades. Let's say that we don't know anything about labs, or let's say that we want to check out module labs, or let's just say that we don't really know that much about the game. So we'll go to guides, beginner guides, common abbreviations. Cool. So we can see, ultimate weapons. There's all of the abbreviations for the ultimate weapons. We can go a little bit further. There's like D for damage, duration, CD, cooldown, B, bonus, Q, quantity. And it just has a whole bunch of different things within here that you can see. Let's say that we want to see advanced guides. So there's beginner guides, things like, beginner guide, tier 1 guide, helps you farm tier 1 and 2, and introduces builds like there's also a guide for gems, a guide for metals, coins, etc. This is all like written stuff, right? But still really valuable if you do enjoy that sort of thing. Let's say that we want to look into Golden Tower. So we'll go to the Golden Tower section, then it gives us a brief description, shows the basic upgrades, and then it also has the Ultimate Plus version as well. And there's these little drop tables that you can see, and this is really cool. It'll show you like how much stones each of these upgrades will cost by criteria. So there's the GT bonus, the duration, and the cooldown. And then it tells you the stones for each of these. So you can scroll down and just see, okay, cool, this maxes out at 100 seconds, and it's going to cost 872 stones for that last level. Likewise, if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see the labs for the ultimate weapons. So it'll tell you the milestones that you unlock it. So you unlock the labs for Golden Tower bonus and Golden Tower duration at tier 4 wave 200. Tells you a little description about it. And then as well, there is a cost drop table. So this is the cost in terms of coins. So 1 million coins gets you this much of a value increase. And it tells you the base time, not factoring in speed ups or boosts from your labs. So pretty cool information here. Obviously, you can check out like the more, you can look at game speed. There's just so much stuff within the game here in this section. So I'd really encourage you guys to check out the Tower Wiki as well, especially if you're newer to the game and you're like, when do I unlock garlic thorns? We'll just type garlic thorns in here. And whoa, look at that, lab garlic thorns. So it'll tell you everything about it. There's 10 levels. It costs this many coins. It'll take a little bit of time to finish, but once you do finish it, it'll be really beneficial. And most importantly, it'll tell you when you unlock it. When do we unlock the wall? So we'll just type wall in the search bar and boom, here we go. So in terms of the wall labs, it'll tell us everything right here. So you unlock wall health and rebuild at tier 8 wave 10. You unlock wall regen and thorns at tier 10 wave 70. You unlock wall invincibility at tier 12, wave 10, and you unlock wall fortification at tier 14, wave 60. So really cool. And again, you have like the individual cost tables for each of these here. You can see how much time it takes to do the different upgrades, how much value you get, and the cost. Really good information in here. Definitely would suggest checking out the wiki. And again, there will be a link down in the description below so that you can see this for yourself. All right, and the last resource that I want to show you guys is actually the Discord server. And not just my Discord server, but any Tower Discord servers. There's a bunch of them. The point is, there are a bunch of community Discord servers for the Tower Tower Defense. So find one, whether it's mine. I'd prefer it if it is, quite frankly, because we've got a pretty good server here. Pretty good, I would say actually very good. But the point is, get connected. Find a community of people who are willing and eager to help you with your tower. Maybe find some peers that are around the same level as you and you can watch each other's progression as you guys get through the game. Make a friend. Don't be a stranger. Join a Discord server. And if I'm allowed to be frank here, join our Discord server, Spartan's Tower server. It's a good time. We've got a bunch of stuff in here. We've got, what do we got? We've got useful links with a bunch of tower resources, a bunch of infographics, like this one right here, module merging infographic. It tells you exactly how to merge modules all the way up to Ancestral. We've got the Chronofield Plus slow effectiveness chart. This one is actually really staggering to think about. We've got the Wall Thorns chart. It tells you how much damage your Wall Thorns are going to do. Bottom line, this is a good Discord server. We've got the community section where we can all talk. Like, look, I just talked to Ebats. Not much, man. How are you? Boom, look at that. Community, we're building community. We also have the Players Questions channel where you can ask questions about your tower. And the section of the Discord that I'm probably the most proud of, the Memes channel. Yeah, there's memes. It's funny. There's, also, I'm just kidding. Probably the section I'm the most proud of is this right here, the Tower Advice Threads. You can create a thread for your tower specifically and just be like, hey, I need help with coin farming or I need help with my labs. You input all of your account information so that we can basically get a good idea of where you're at in the game. Lifetime coins, lifetime stones. Do you purchase stone packs? Do you not? What's the situation? And yeah, you can see Ebats, he's a mod and the head of our mentors here at the Spartan Tower server. You can follow his post here where he literally shows you exactly how to make a thread. Include screenshots of everything in the tower. Labs, all of them, not just the ones that you have running. Workshop, ultimate weapons, enhancements, literally everything. Take screenshots, post them. Then once you do that, you can access our mentors by in your message basically doing the @mentor role. So we have a whole community of people here who have volunteered to basically help you guys with your towers. It's all of these dudes. Shout out to the mentors. You guys are awesome. But at the end of the day, I could go on and on and on about how our server is really great, and it's been a really cool thing just building this community and seeing people become friends who maybe would have never become friends. It's been truly, truly awesome. But the point is, find a community, get involved with the tower community. It is a really, really good community overall. And yeah, like I said, we've seen people become friends who would have never ended up talking to each other had it not been for the server. So get connected, and it will also help your tower progress in a good way. I know sometimes it's awkward talking to people, especially complete strangers, but check it out. Join the voice chats, talk to people, show off your tower, and ultimately just be involved in the community. It's a really good community, and that, honestly, for me at least, has probably been one of the leading contributions to my personal towers progression, is finding people that were stages ahead of me in the game, hearing their advice, sometimes taking it, sometimes not, and ultimately, yeah, just growing my knowledge about the game by talking to people who know more about the game than I do. That's the way that this works. Anyway, guys, with that, that's pretty much going to be a wrap for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like on the video and drop a comment down below letting me know which of these 5 resources you think is the most important. If you have additional resources that you'd like to see a video on in the future, feel free to leave that in the comments as well. And subscribe if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more of my videos. I would really appreciate it. And likewise, please consider using my content creator code if you make any purchases in the Tower, whether it be through the in-game app or the Tower web store. Just be aware if you do use my creator code, which is code 300, it does expire off of your account after 30 days. So basically once a month, you need to go in and double check and make sure that the content creator code is still there. Personally, I just kind of tell people at this point, like, before you make a purchase, just double check real quick and make sure that the code's there if you want to support me. It does directly support me at no extra cost to you, and I really appreciate it. And with that, that's going to be a wrap for today's video, but thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, I will see you guys later.